The moment her bikini strap slipped, time froze, and my heart pounded louder than the waves crashing behind us. I hadn't meant to follow her into the water. I only wanted to make sure she was safe. But when she turned around, her voice soft and trembling, saying, "You don't have to look away." Everything inside me changed. My name is Daniel, and I'm a single dad trying to keep life together one shift at a time. And this is the story of how my boss, Elena, the woman everyone said was too powerful, too distant, too untouchable, walked straight into the guarded parts of my heart I thought were long dead. Chapter 1. The Job I Couldn't Lose. 3 months before that moment at the beach, life wasn't soft like sea foam. It was hard, unforgiving-like. The cold tile floors I scrubbed as a janitor at her company. Every morning started the same. I dropped my daughter Lily at school, promising her that someday things would get better. Then I rushed to the skyscraper where dreams were made for some, and floors were cleaned by people like me. Elena was the CEO, elegant, intimidating, brilliant. People stepped out of her way when she walked by. I tried to stay invisible, but one rainy evening, when the elevators malfunctioned and she was trapped between floors, it was me who heard her faint knock on the metal doors. Me who climbed in through the maintenance opening, risking my job and my neck to pull her out. She looked at me, really looked at me, for the first time. "You saved me," she whispered. I didn't think anything would come from that moment. But the next day, an email arrived, mandatory staff retreat, attendance required, and just like that, I was heading to a beach resort I had only ever seen on postcards. Chapter 2. She saw more than I hid. When we arrived, Lily ran to the sand like she had been waiting her entire life for it. I sat with her building sandcastles, trying to ignore the uneasy feeling of being around people who saw me as the janitor. But Elena walked toward us. Not with the cold expression she wore at the office, but warm, bright, almost curious. "That's quite the castle," she said, smiling at Lily. My daughter looked up at her, unafraid. "Daddy built it with me. Want to help?" Elena knelt beside us, letting the sand slip through her fingers. I'd seen her lead meetings worth millions, but I had never seen her laugh the way she did that afternoon. And for the first time in a long time, I felt something loosen inside me. Chapter 3. The night that changed everything. The team had dinner by the shore that night. As usual, I sat at the far end of the table, blending into the background. Halfway through the evening, Elena approached me and said, "Walk with me." The beach was quiet, except for waves pushing themselves onto the sand. The moon lit the water like silver paint. "You never talk much," she said softly. "Why? People don't usually want to listen to the janitor," I replied. She stopped walking. "You're not just a janitor, you're a father doing everything you can. I notice more than you think. No one, not even my ex, had ever acknowledged me like that." Chapter 4. Into the sea. The next afternoon, she joined us again. This time, she wore a simple bikini under a loose shirt. She laughed with Lily, helping her jump over small waves. But suddenly, a larger wave hit, strong enough to knock her off balance. I ran in without thinking. "Daniel, I'm okay!" She laughed, brushing hair from her face. But then her hand flew to her chest. Her bikini strap had loosened. She gasped, panicked. I immediately turned around, staring at the horizon. "I'm not looking, don't worry," I said quickly, heart hammering. But instead of embarrassment, her voice came out soft, almost vulnerable. "Daniel, you don't have to look away." I froze, not because of the moment, but because of the meaning behind her words. She wasn't talking about modesty, she was talking about her, walls, about letting someone see the real her. Very slowly, she stepped closer. Water swirling around our legs. "I don't want you to feel like you need to hide from me," she whispered. "Not your eyes, not your feelings." I turned, meeting her gaze, and for a heartbeat, everything around us disappeared. Chapter 5. Two lonely worlds collide. We walked back to the shore together, both pretending our hearts weren't racing. Lily was building another sandcastle, humming happily. "Daddy, did you save her again?" she asked innocently. Elena smiled. He always does. We spent the rest of the retreat together, 3 people who somehow fit perfectly even though life had carved us from different worlds. But then real life returned. Deadlines, company pressures, people whispering because the CEO kept talking to a janitor. Challenges came at us like storms, rumors in the office, a board member threatening my job, my fear that I could never offer Elena the life. She deserved her fear of letting someone into her guarded world. We fought, we broke apart, we came back together, because something stronger than fear kept pulling us closer. Chapter 6. The decision that shocked everyone. One morning, Elena called an all-company meeting. I assumed it had nothing to do with me, until she stepped onto the stage and said, "I'm restructuring the company, starting today, and I'm creating a new role. Employee Wellness Director, someone who understands the people who work hardest but are seen the least." Everyone waited. My heart stopped when she looked straight at me. "Daniel, I want you to lead the department." Gasps, whispering, disbelief. I stood up, trembling. "Elena, I'm just—" "You're not just anything," she interrupted firmly. "You're exactly the kind of person this company needs." Tears burned behind my eyes, and in front of the entire company. She walked to me, took my hand and said, "And I hope you'll let me be part of your life, and Lily's life, if you'll have me." Chapter 7. The moment of truth. My daughter ran up and hugged Elena's leg. "Are you going to stay with us?" "Now?" she asked. Elena knelt, voice shaking. "Only if you want me to." Lily nodded vigorously. And that was it. The walls around all three of us finally crumbled. Epilogue. A new beginning. Months later, on a quiet beach similar to the one where everything began, I watched Elena and Lily build another sandcastle. This time, they didn't need my help. This time, I was just admiring the two people who healed parts of me I thought were gone forever. Elena walked over, slipping her hand into mine. "You don't have to look away," she whispered again, but this time with a smile. "I never will," I replied. And for once in my life, the future didn't feel impossible. It felt like home.